Daylight, my MVVs, welcome. Ooni of Ife is rumored to have been among the early visitors to Queen Naomi's Akure mansion. And unfortunately, they said when Ooni of Ife got there was a very serious altercation between the Ooni of Ife and Queen Naomi. Now, at a time where you will expect that Naomi will need all the rest in the world, and everybody will understand that she needs all the rest in the world. Now, no matter what anybody wants to say, VIP section or no VIP section, Agodi prison is not a place for anybody. Now, I never wanted to show you that picture, but I will still not. Anybody that wants to look at what that Agodi prison looks like, you can go online and see what it looks like. It's a very terrible place for that you don't want your worst enemy to be. Queen Naomi has been in Agodi prison for almost a month right now. She was released yesterday, 13th of January. Then 5 days she would have been in Agodi prison for 1 month for something that, of course, she meant well for. But however, they said after the release, everybody was very happy. We're all celebrating it. And they said, as we speak today, Ooni of Ife had an event to attend with his wife, and they were there in that event. But they said shortly after that event, Ooni of Ife went to meet with Olori Naomi in Akure. As we are hearing, that is if the information is true. And they said when got there, there were a lot of people there. People have been coming, well wishers and all of that, trying to give help, and a whole lot of people have been coming. Naomi has a lot of grace. People love her so much, and that is not something anybody will, want to argue. They say when Ooni got there, Naomi was inside, and once she heard that Kabiyesi was out, they say she came out to meet with Kabiyesi, that is in the sitting room, and others who were there, they all left, okay? They all left because they wanted them to have a talk. But one of the major reasons why they said Kabiyesi had even gone there was because, yesterday, when the bill, when they gave Naomi that bill, they gave a bill of 10 million naira, and people with properties in Ibadan. Now, that was what happened that yesterday. But as Naomi is, people love Olori Naomi so much, so they said a lot of people had already envisaged the outcome that they will be looking for property, okay? So they said women came out in their numbers to give property. Then the 10 million naira, of course, is not a problem. You and I know that Naomi has her own money, because for those people who come to my channel to come and tell me Naomi is not working, where's she getting all that money from, if not from men and all of that, I need you to know that Naomi has her own businesses that she is running. She has a ministry, okay? And she is doing very well. Now, I am glad that you all saw that Naomi had organized an event where she was going to share 25 million naira. That is 5,000 naira each person to 5 children would have been 25 million naira. So now, when the 10 million came up, that was not even an issue because Naomi was ready to get that 10 million naira to pay. But they said a lot of people were just willing to just write check and all of that right there in the courtroom to pay the money. But however, we heard that from Ile-Ife, that Baba had already made arrangement for that money to be transferred to Queen Naomi's account. And you do know that last week there was something that happened, or last 2 weeks, where they said Queen Naomi was trying to log into her portal. After her phone was given to her, she couldn't get access to any of her monies. So what mystery was that? Nobody understand where that was coming from and what was happening at that time. There was so much manipulation. At the time, whatever the manipulation was, apparently somebody was trying to make sure controversial that when, bail is given, Naomi will not be able to get that, as in Naomi will not be able to pay. But as we are hearing, if the information is true, they said that Olori Naomi had rejected the money that the Ooni of Ife, paid into her account. That is 10 million naira for that bail bond, that she had rejected it. And because the money got into her account, she immediately transferred the money back to the Ooni of Ife. They said that was what made the Ooni of Ife to come to Akure, because Ooni of Ife wanted to meet with Naomi and talk to Naomi, and also to welcome her back. But when he came to Ile-Ife, to Akure, they said, Naomi was not welcoming at all. Naomi was not welcoming at all. This is what we are hearing, that Naomi was not welcoming at all. But the thing is that they say, even the mother started talking to Olori Naomi, not to take things like that. Naomi should listen to the Ooni of Ife and try to hear him out, that Naomi should not go that route again. Naomi should understand that this is exactly what the enemies want. But my take is with this is, if this information is true, how do you blame Naomi under the circumstances? What was all this whole thing about? Like, Naomi got into the biggest problem of her life. Kabiyesi was there for the longest of time. Kabiyesi did not say anything. Then there was this information that came out when Naomi was referred to as a miss, and Naomi has always been referred to as a former queen. Even though from what we heard, though, they said they explained to the mother that calling Naomi a former queen is because Naomi left the palace by herself, and from that time up until now, they have not welcomed her back into the palace. That before the entire world, Naomi is on her own. Naomi is not with the Ooni of Ife. But even though they are trying to straighten out things, that until Naomi is fully welcomed back into the palace, from the royal angle, she will always be a former queen, because the circumstances for which she left the palace was not palatable. What happened? People will want to know what happened, if they have reconciled, if everything is okay with them, if they are still married and all of that. But traditionally and otherwise, that is supposed to be fixed before Naomi will be referred to as the wife of the Ooni of Ife again. And that justifies why they are calling Naomi a former queen and all of that. But the whole information is very conflicting, because we heard that Kabiyesi had been very upset that approval for that, what was said about Naomi never came from him. That was what we also heard. But however, they said this is the situation of things, and that was the justification of why they have been calling her the former queen. And they also said Kabiyesi was very, very upset that even that information that went out, that Kabiyesi never approved it, that if Kabiyesi had approved it, it would have been properly phrased in such a way that it would not have come out as wild as it came out to, the people. Now, we have also heard that Naomi rejected the 10 million, and Naomi was not in the mood to talk to the Ooni of Ife, and Naomi is very upset about a lot of things. And when people begin to talk, I will say that who will not be upset, because for me, I want to think that from the very day, Kabiyesi will stand up for Olori Naomi. But however, it is understandable when people say that he is a king, he is a leader, he needs to be careful with the things he says under the circumstances. But however, we are still grateful to the fact that he did something, he said something, and things are better now. Do not forget that these are all alleged, rumored, and speculated information, unverified information making the rounds on social media. Do not say it as fact until it is verified. I appreciate you guys so much. I'll bring you more update. Thank you.